Hi. Doing another video here on Practical Tactical, and I'll be doing a whole series of these basically to give you an advantage when dealing in a self-defense situation, or if things escalate further into a combat type situation. Two things I want to talk about. And to get you started, I want to do a little math. This is a 9mm round cartridge, and on average they travel at about 1,000 feet per second. That's 1,000 feet per second. Now let's just say, let's take a tenth of that. 100 feet in a tenth of a second. 100 feet in a tenth of a second. The average gunfight, according to the FBI, among civilians happens at about 10 feet. So in 10 feet, if our math is correct, that round, the 9mm round, will travel in about 1/100th of a second. So, think about that. 1/100th of a second is all it takes for that round to reach you, should somebody try and shoot you with it. So if you could have an advantage of 1/100th of a second, 2/100ths of a second, or even a tenth of a second, that would be a good thing. That would mean that you would go home with the same amount of holes in your body that you had when you got up this morning. And that can't be a bad thing. So we want to talk about an advantage. We also want to talk about something else. It's my Glock 19. And I wanted to show you something here. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but if I depress the little foretrigger here, oh, by the way, this is empty. This particular Glock 19 has some modifications, and one of the modifications is a trigger. This is a flat trigger. If you can see that, it is a flat trigger. Most firearms don't have a flat trigger, and this wouldn't either had I not put it in. But the reason I put it in is because it has a very short trigger press. In other words, when I start pressing the trigger, it doesn't take long before it goes bang. It also has a very short trigger reset. Means the travel going back forward after the shot is fired or broken until it re-engages or resets and is ready to press again. Well, this would give me an advantage, as if I had multiple adversaries, I could fire a little quicker, reset the trigger, and fire again. So that would give me an advantage. By the way, that's called a tactical trigger, and I picked that up from one of Suarez's companies in Arizona. It's actually the word tactical. Said I want to talk to you about that today. What does tactical mean? Well, if you were to look it up in a dictionary, I guess it would say something like of and or pertaining to the military or law enforcement. But nowadays, tactical is an extremely large marketing tool. There's tactical everything. Tactical boots, tactical triggers, tactical lights, tactical slings. I've even seen advertisements in magazines for tactical underwear. I'm not sure where that fits in, but I thought it was kind of unusual. The word tactical in and of itself basically means how you do something, how you accomplish what you want to accomplish. And a tactical advantage would mean that you have an advantage in completing whatever you want to do, so that we have an advantage there. And what I want to talk about is the tactical advantage. Now, it may be true that if you have a pair of tactical boots, that particular tread might fare well in a certain environment and give you an advantage. Whereas that same tread, let's say if you were walking down the hallway of your college campus, would probably not give you much of an advantage for anything. So it's how we apply the equipment that is known as tactical and or our skills that really gives us an advantage. And what we're looking for is a tactical advantage, or an advantage of how we do something. So that's where we're really going to start here. And you can see that if I can get off a shot 1/10 of a second quicker than my opponent, at say 10 feet, he's probably not going to walk away. And I am. And that's important to me. I don't know about you. So let's talk about the tactical advantage. Our skill sets are what determine our advantage. Skill sets that we adopt, skill sets that we learn. During the course of these videos, I'm going to be showing you some skills that I hope you pay attention to that will give you an advantage in a self-defense situation, so that you can put them in your bag of skills. We'll call them skill sets. We'll also talk a little bit about mindset, and we'll leave that for another video, and equipment and gear. All of those combined should give you a tactical advantage. So I would like you, if you would, to follow these videos for your own good. I'm giving you this information for free. I've spent a lot of time gathering this information. I've been an instructor for 20 years. I've learned as much as I can. And this free information in other worldly domains would cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars if you were to go to a private shooting academy. And but it's free. And a tactical advantage, well, that's something that you're going to have to live with.